It is only with hindsight that we can see things what they truly are. A couple of years ago, I was reading a novel by the name of Before I Go to Sleep, written by British author S.J. Watson, and I came across a previous quote. It changed my whole perspective. I started thinking that we have all we all have at one point of our lives look back and realize those moments where our lives were turned around, those defining moments. Uh, in my personal experience, I think I'm one to look back at all the time and think of what's happened and how I can change those things. Asking around my friends and my family and my peers, I realized that I'm not the only one. All of us at one point in our lives have done this. In my personal aspect, these two defining moments, I think, is one, when I moved from Venezuela to Texas, and two, the opportunity to take a freshman class at Texas A&M University that will completely change my life afterwards. Let's start with 7 years ago when I moved from Venezuela to Texas. Due to political situations and safety, me and my family decided the best thing that we could do was move from Venezuela to Texas. In that move, we left everything we once knew behind: our culture, our language, our friends, and our family. What we once knew was gone. Everything we once knew to be true was completely eradicated in a matter of seconds. Um, Moving to a new country was harsh at first. At the beginning, I thought it was the worst thing that could ever happen to me. How did my parents ever think of moving to another country? How did they ever cross their minds to take me away from everything that I knew? My friends that I've invested for my whole life, my family, my dogs, everything. How did they ever cross their minds? At the beginning, I thought it was probably the worst time of my life was then, 7 years ago when I moved. But later on, as time went by, I realized that it was the best thing that's ever happened to me. Moving to a new country opened new opportunities and opened new doors. It allowed me to learn a new language. It allowed me to make friends that now I feel safe to call my best friends. It allowed me to submerge in a new culture and learn its positive aspects and its negative aspects. My doors have opened, and I am so grateful for that. I think that the move to Texas, instead of being a bad thing, was really a great thing. Secondly, the second thing that I would talk about is my freshman year at Texas A&M University. I was deciding what to take as a freshman and was advised to take this freshman business seminar class at Mays Business School. And I said, why not? Let's do it. What I thought was going to be a normal class turned out to be the best class I've ever taken. As a freshman, you start going through the motions and start realizing, God, I gotta go to class, I gotta go to this lab, I gotta turn this homework in, I gotta study for this test. This class, my freshman business seminar class, was the one class I was always excited to go to. I would wake up every morning looking forward to going to that class at 4 p.m. with Dr. Musoma. That class wasn't just a seminar class where you just talked about your feelings, the hardships that you've gone through. No. This class taught us how to be better human beings. Dr. Musoma had us a way of teaching that I've never come across before. He tunes in with you, and because of that, you feel connected with him and his class. Dr. Musoma taught us a variety of things. One of the things that he taught us was that we need to be more humble. We know and realize that society as a whole is deteriorating, but we should not complain about it. What we should do instead of complaining is do something about it. He taught us that everyone that you meet in your life, you should be humble to, you should be nice to, because at one point later on in life, you will need them. He taught us that our network is our net worth. He taught us a variety of things, but above all, he taught us how to be better persons. And I really, very, I like that very much. I'm very thankful for that. So let's review. Those two defining moments in my life was one, moving from Venezuela to Texas, and was two, taking that freshman business class at Texas A&M University. Um, Again, we have all at one point of our lives looked back and realized those moments where our lives have completely changed. Those defining moments. First, they may seem like the worst thing that could ever happen to you, but then later on, when you sit down and ponder, you realize it was the best thing that's ever happened to you. Second, it could be just a normal seminar class that happens to be the best lesson you've ever taken. Um, be humble. That's what I learned. I encourage you guys to look back and learn. Take a second, sit down, and just look back at those events that seem kind of funny, and you'll realize that you could learn so much from them. If you look back and ponder, I promise you'll learn who you are as a better person. And when you learn who you are, you can achieve great things.